did you print out one of those Dow 40,000 hats?
I knew better than to do that.
All right, well, you need to keep it in your locker, at least for another day here. We did trade above that level for the first time in history. As you can see, we did not close there. In fact, the Dow flipped into the red as you got closer to those closing bells, down 0.1% here on the day. No real fundamentals here right now. We're really just talking about a market, just trying to figure out what the next step is going to be by the Fed. And you see there at the bottom of your screen that uptick that we saw in yields today, a 7 basis point jump in the 2-year yield. You saw similar moves across the other parts of the curve that really hit the interest rate sensitive sectors pretty hard here on the day. That includes the home builders, which as a group were down about 3% here on the day. But the bright spot here was in Chinese tech stocks. We saw 13F filings from folks like David Tepper, from folks like Michael Burry, piling back into that in a big way here, maybe around the margins in terms of the type of names that they're buying, but definitely a lot more conviction into that space here. That is the setup here on this Thursday afternoon, Scarlett. Meanwhile, back here in the U.S., we did have a few winners on the U.S. side.
Yeah, a lot of conviction in one of the biggest names in the S&P 500, and that would be Walmart, the world's biggest retailer, up 7% on the day. That is the most since March of 2020. It's unusual for a name like Walmart to gain this much. By the way, this is a record high for the company as well. It had a beat and raise quarter. Same-store sales rose more than expected, and e-commerce was also a big driver of growth. On the flip side, Deere, the farm equipment maker, dropping 4.75%. That is the biggest decline in about 3 months. This is after Deere cut its full-year profit outlook by at least $500 million. And at blame is falling farmer incomes, which of course leads to fewer purchases of Deere's expensive equipment. Not necessarily expensive, big-ticket items. All right, our top story this hour is what is up with Grand Theft Auto 6? When is it coming to market? Its publisher Take-Two reported earnings today and gave a release date of fall 2025 for the latest GTA, which quickly reset investor expectations for this fiscal year and next. Take-Two management, remember, last month announced plans to cut 5% of jobs as well as cancel several projects. The stock tumbling in after-hours trading.